Okay, the tincture, got these, set this. So when we're actually on, when we start, yeah, I'm just gonna go right into it because I don't want a lot of mucking about at the top. It's nice
Go right into what?
the show. When the show starts, right? I mean, a light or something will come on.
You're on. We're on the air right now.
But right now.
Yeah, the show's been on for like 15 seconds.
Well, sorry, that was not the introduction we had planned. Anyway, this is 86.3 KLAP, and you're turned on to Dingle in the Morning. I'm your host, Mick Dingle, and this is our Jubilee First program. This is a show where we won't just be talking to some of today's hottest musical acts. We're going to listen to them. Call it revolutionary. Call it freeform. Call it an experiment, because that's what it is. For me, for you, for the bands. We will all be experimenting with each other. That's very exciting to me. And speaking of exciting, we have with us today our very first guest, a tremendous artist who wears many hats. Freak, folky, philosopher. The great Devendra Banhart will be here.
His name is Devendra Banhart.
Devendra Banhart will be here.
He's not here today.
What?
I sent you an email last night. I told you they couldn't make
but I
it.
serve it. What are you going to tell me, man? I'm halfway through the show.
I put all the information for the new guest on your desk. It's all there.
What am I going to do with all these questions about the Bhagavad Gita? I had spiritual questions for the man. And I got him these little Guatemalan worry people.
Listen, don't worry about it. The guy that I got to replace him looks exactly like him.
It's bleeding radio, mate. Sunglasses on, I think you're probably right. Well, yeah, probably best, isn't it?
A little bit easier, yeah.
We're here with Guy.
Guy.
Sorry, from Entrance, right?
Entrance.
They're both homonyms, though, aren't they? That's interesting. Is that something you planned?
Yeah.
It is, actually. They're sort of ambiguous things, aren't they?
Yeah.
Homonyms. Are you an ambiguous person, would you say?
Maybe.
Good answer. Very interesting indeed. Now, you play upside down, yeah?
Yeah.
Not you, but the guitar.
Right.
It's upside down. And, I think Hendrix, okay? I think Albert King. But you, I believe, are the first white person to play this way.
Dick Dale actually plays that.
Dick Dale. Interesting. Do you think it's harder for white people to learn how to play upside down? Good. Now, how did you start playing upside down?
I was standing on my head and playing right side up, and then the blood was rushing to my head so much I felt dizzy, so I decided to stand upright and flip it upside down instead.
And is that how you get the psychedelic sort of tinge to your music? Is that where that comes in? Sort of the rush of blood to the head,
Right.
if you will.
Exactly.
Do you feel that it's difficult for someone to both have the blues and be psychedelic at the same time?
Seems to me that the psychedelic way of looking at the world would make you think that everything is connected and everything is one, and then you'd get the blues because of how many institutions and governments and people are disrespecting that principle throughout the world. So because the world is such an unpsychedelically sympathetic place, the more psychedelic you are, the more blues you're going to have, I think.
Do you know where I can get acid? I've been finding it very difficult to find. There's a period there in London about 10 years back. I was running with the Stone Roses, I remember. And they knew the girl who actually took care of Julian Cope's children. And she used to get wonderful stuff. But it's been quite some time for me. And I don't know. I think it's good to blow it out every now and again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know much about the Tongva people?
No.
They're actually the native people of the LA basin. There's an actual spot in Long Beach, yeah, where Quawa who was their creation deity, literally sang and danced all of creation into existence. It's a strip mall now, actually, but you still get sort of a spiritual feeling there. Also, a great Thai place there as well. So, my plan wasn't to give these to you actually, but they are Guatemalan worry people, and you know, I'd sort of like you to take this as a gift from us.
Sure.
And I don't know if they'll help with your blues. I can't say, but you know, every little bit helps. I have some tincture here as well. If you'd like
I'd
to.
love some of that too.
Yeah, it's anxiety release. You seem a little tense.
Yeah.
Well, I
Maybe play a record or something?
yeah, I guess that's a good idea, isn't it? Get some music going. Unfortunately, my records are. It's a long story. I just moved here from the UK, and they are all in transit, as it were. Apparently.
Are they on a boat?
Yeah, yeah. One of those big containers they have on the boats. Homeland Security, certain 80s 12 inches are on the do not enter list, and I don't know.
What particularly?
Um,
That.
some of my Johnny Hates Jazz, which the Erasure was apparently right out for some reason, and sadly my Chumbawamba.
That makes sense. They're kind of political.
Yeah, I guess they were, but it was always a party music for me. You know, it was just like get crazy and put it on, get wild. I never listened to the words. Well, this has been really a great thrill for me.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's very good to meet you.
A real pleasure. Wonderful. He didn't take the tincture as well. He wasn't supposed to take that. Just the
Yeah, you gave it to him.
I just gave him the people. Actually, I didn't. I'd like to thank everyone for the show today, especially those of you who listened, and of course Guy for really opening up and sharing so much of himself with us. It was pretty wild. That was very beautiful. You know, his being here reminds me that what matters isn't the color of a man's skin. It's the size of the blues he carries. Until tomorrow, namaste. Namaste, Josh. Good.
I guess